sure that I do it for you, okay? And so, see, then I come in here, et cetera, and I'll give you some links, and you can come and look at this, but you'll see it's absolutely amazing, right?
That's awesome.
Of this, so we do this, and let me get out of this. Wait, here we go. Okay, so we do the Matterport. So not only are we doing the nighttime photos, we're doing the elevated shots, we're using that high quality camera. We're also, this is the virtual tours that we're doing, the Matterport. We are, oops,
We hit the link.
I'm sorry?
We hit the link.
Oops. This is one we just did actually. Okay, wait. Okay. So that's what we're doing to get all the pictures, get your home ready. Now we're talking about how are we going to go online and actually take all this hard work that you did to get your house ready. What did all the photos we did, how are we going to go out and start marketing that? Mm-hmm. Now, what a lot of agents will tell you is, yeah, we go online and market your home. We market your home on Zillow and Trillia and Realtor.com, and we go to all these different websites. Well, the truth is, that's what everybody does. That's nothing unique or different, okay? Because what happens is that when you put the home online, it's called, in MLS, excuse me, it's syndicated out to all these other websites. So that's not what's unique and different. What's unique and different is the things that I'm about to start showing you that we do in addition to what everybody else does.
Okay.
Okay? So I just tell you that because I didn't want you to be wooed and wowed by people that act like they're doing all this stuff because they're not doing these additional things. First of all, one of the questions I'd be trying to figure out is, what do my pictures look like and what are different angles and what are the ways they're showcasing it when it does go online, the syndications, okay? But then the next thing that I want to know is, what is the additional type of internet marketing that you're doing for us? Mm-hmm. Well, obviously, as we talked about before, Berkshire Hathaway is obviously a global company. And so I think they are in the leading edge of technology of the way for people from all these different cultures as they go online to actually look for a home. So on the Berkshire Hathaway website, what we'll see is that they can actually do searches in 10 different languages. They can do it actually in the currencies that they're familiar with. So like if I was buying a home in Mexico, my first thought would be in US dollars. And so then I'd have to try to figure out, relate it to the peso. Well, what this site is doing is it's actually helping them understand this is what it is in the US dollar, this is what it is in the peso, so that they can quickly understand. So the international buyers are more likely to use this because it makes it easier for them in how they're reviewing it in their own language that they feel comfortable in and the currency they feel comfortable in. But also, not only did Berkshire Hathaway think of that, but also what they did was that we know now there's so many different ways that people are actually doing research on properties, right? You might be at home when you're working on your desktop, right? It might be on your tablet when you're sitting in front of the TV. Maybe it's on your phone whenever you're at lunch or you're sitting outside of a house. Well, what Berkshire Hathaway has ensured that no matter what the device that you're using to look at homes, that your home is presented properly in any of those different forms, in the different devices. Have you ever tried to look at a property before and the formatting didn't work right, whether you were using a tablet or a phone? Have you ever noticed that before? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It's so aggravating, isn't it?
It is.
And so one of the things that was important to me is I was looking at which company I wanted to be associated with was a company that would make sure that they were being thoughtful of that and that my clients' homes looked great no matter what the device that the customer was using, the buyer was using.
Okay. Thoughtful.
Yeah, I thought that was great. Now we get into the part of what do we do? Obviously, social media marketing right now is just huge, mm-hmm. right? And what we have done is we actually have a marketing group that is focused on how do we go out into the social media arena and target market and get your house out to people, right? So what we actually have is we have 4 people, actually it's 4 people in our marketing department, but 3 specifically that focus on social media marketing, where one person, his job is to identify what is the most likely buyer for your home. So whenever we list your home, we find out that we're going to be selling it for you. One thing he starts working on is that he's starting to work on identifying what is the proper price range maybe. Are there other companies around here? Are there companies around here that might that are hired, that have a lot of employees that are buying in this particular area, in this particular price range. What can we do to actually go out and reach out directly to those buyers? So this person is developing the whole marketing campaign to go out mainly in Facebook and Instagram. Okay, and we're going to go over this in great detail in a minute. Okay, the first thing that they're doing, though, the main place they're marketing it is in the Facebook and the Instagram. But one of the places that they're watching very closely is LinkedIn and Twitter, because LinkedIn is mainly where more from a corporate or a business type relationship. And what they're doing is they're watching to see any companies that are moving into the area. They're looking at maybe they're moving a whole department or a regional, or maybe they are moving people out of the area, right? So one of the things that our social and digital marketing manager does is they're watching both LinkedIn and Twitter's more on a individual level of looking to see of people that are maybe doing something. And then what we're doing is we're creating these marketing campaigns and sending it out to these particular buyers or companies or the employees of these companies based on things that they're watching and what we refer to as social listening.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Now we get into the part about through Facebook and the actual marketing to them. The first thing that we're doing is that we're actually going out and buying ads, and we're tweaking those ads in the marketing of your homes. You know how we talked about before about identifying our target markets? Mm-hmm. Then what we're doing is that we're using different pictures and different headlines as we're marketing out to them to see where we get the best reaction, and we can actually market and see that. And what you'll see is on some houses, maybe a front elevation shot is getting more hits than the back of the house or certain things about the house. And so that's one of the things that we're always watching to test and see where we're getting the most number of hits and people viewing. So they're looking at the digital social media marketing person is the one who's actually taking all the pictures of your home, and then they're implementing this marketing approach in Facebook. But also what you're going to see in a minute is what we do, how we use Facebook and Instagram for both your coming soon and your open house that we're going to talk about.
Okay.
Okay. So the first thing is, and we talked about Instagram. Have you ever used Instagram before?
I haven't. I've heard of it, but I'm not using it.
You know what it is? It's mainly like pictures, and what we're finding is a lot of the little bit younger folks, if you will, are using it, and because they go to a lot for looking at pictures, etc. It is the second largest social media platform right now that people are using. So not only are we marketing on Facebook, but we're also then turning around and marketing on Instagram as well, and that's also something that the social and digital media manager guy is doing for us. Okay. Now, this whole pre-list strategy, this is actually very, very important, Tiffany, is setting the stage for your house. Because remember I mentioned before about we want to have this auction-like effect, mm-hmm. right? And so what I want to do, my goal is to make the buyers out there feel that everybody wants your house and they better get there before anybody else, right? So what we do is we start a coming soon campaign that we'll usually do because you also have a little bit of time. We're going to have time to do this. Sometimes I'll meet with people and they want their home on the market tomorrow, and it doesn't allow me to roll this out the way I love to roll it out. Okay, so what we will do is usually the week before we're going to put your home on the market, we'll get our coming soon signs out. We're going to start marketing it on Zillow and Trillia, etc. We start doing this big campaign, and in Facebook, and we start letting people know, kind of getting them excited, whetting their appetite, right? That your house is coming with different pictures and getting the kind of creating that hype. On the Wednesday, so let's say we go on the market that following Thursday. What we'll do is that we're going to be putting different signs up front saying coming soon, and then we're going to put up open house signs, because what we're going to do is that once we go on the market, let's say on Wednesday or Thursday, we're going to have open house signs out there. So it's making buyers come in that look at it and they're all thinking, oh my God, they're having an open house on Sunday. I better get an offer in because they're going to sell it this weekend. Sometimes we'll actually get buyers that will submit an offer on Thursday, and then they'll submit it. They'll increase their offer on Saturday. They're bidding against themselves because they want to make sure they get the house before the open house.
That'd
right?
be fun.
Yeah, exactly. So what we're doing is that we're notifying the realtor community, and then we're updating the public through. We have over 1,800 buyers in our database that are either kind of actively looking or passively looking, but we're letting them know that your home's coming on the market. We're letting them know when it's going to be first be shown on the first be available for people to see it. It's going to be talking about when the open house is going to be, etc. Okay, so we have this huge coming soon campaign, and then on the open house, as we talked about before, we would usually do that on that Sunday. And what we're telling buyers as we're getting offers is that we're doing an open house on Thursday, and at this point, the seller is planning on waiting until Sunday evening to make a decision. Okay, but let me tell you this: no matter what happens, there's only so much your house can sell for, right? If we get a really great offer from a relo buyer on Saturday or Friday, but they're not going to wait till Sunday because they got to find a house this weekend, one way or another, right? Then I would encourage you to consider accepting, or at least consider not waiting until Sunday for the open house to take an offer. If we have a really great buyer, doesn't have a home to sell, they're paying cash, whatever it is that makes that person really great, okay? We don't want to be closed-minded and say it's only till Sunday. Some agents will tell you, well, we're waiting till Sunday. That can be a mistake, because a lot of times these, especially if you have a relo person who's got to find a home this weekend, they can't wait. And that could be a phenomenal buyer. So my view is always that I never say no. I'm always open to listen and understand. And then, because if that person doesn't want us to go to the open house, we might even have more leverage on the terms that we get and the price that we get on your home that are so advantageous to you that there's no way another offer could be that good. And we've had that happen quite a few times. So I just want you to know that what we're telling everybody is Sunday, because that creates that hype, but we need to be watching it on a case-by-case basis. And I'm not waiting until Sunday to review the offers. I'm watching as every offer's coming in. I'm looking at it, and I'll be keeping you informed at the end of each day. I just want to let you know, Tiffany, that it's Friday and we got 3 offers today. Here's the best one, etc. I don't think any of these are so phenomenal that we need to jump on it now. Saturday evening, I'm going to call you again and let you know this is how many we did or did not get, and this is what's happening. And then I'll call you again on Sunday, and then we'll do an overall review of all the different offers, and I'll share with you which ones I think might be the best candidates and why.
Okay.
Okay. Now, one of the things also that I want to focus on before we, because before we're live in the heat of the battle, is that some buyers agents, what they will do is, let's say that, we'll just pick a number, let's say you're asking $400,000 for your house. Your house is worth more than that, but let's not focus on price for a second. Let's say that the right price was $400,000. What some agents will do is they'll come in and offer you at $425, $430, $440, right? And you're thinking, wow, that's the offer I want. You know, look at this, I can't. What they're doing, some agents are doing, is they're getting it so they can secure the property, and they know that the appraiser is basically going to renegotiate it for you, because they're going to come in. Let's say your home was worth only $400, and the appraiser comes in and says it's only $402. Well, that buyer got you to buy it off on theirs at $440, and now you're at, or let's say at $420. Let's be more realistic, and now the appraiser's at $402. Now you've already gone through, you're 3 weeks into it because they've done the inspections and whatever, and now we have the appraisal. And what they know is they basically just tricked you. Because what they did, and they weren't the best offer. They were the highest offer, but they weren't the best offer. But you got very excited about the price. And this has happened to us so many times that now I've learned that the best time to talk to my sellers is not when it's happening, but let's talk about it before we're all excited. So when you see that offer that comes in at $420, you know, we looked at the comps. That, let's say in theory that the most your house sells for $400. You know, you can tell at the comps, there's no way it's going to sell for $420. So what they're doing is they're just playing you to pick them. They're playing you. Right, but it's what happens. And what we have is, we sell so many houses, we have what we call a naughty list. And we have a naughty list of the agents that we see doing that a lot. And so one of the things that we'll share with you when the offers come in, we'll be saying to you, oh, this is Susie Smith with XYZ Company, and I've already had 2 other occasions where they've pulled that, so I just want to make you aware, okay? They're using the appraiser to renegotiate the price because they know that they're not as a strong buyer. They're not paying cash. They're only putting down 5%. So what they know is that if I can get you to take theirs because they're offering you $25,000 more than somebody else, you'll take them, but they know that they'll never appraise. And you know if they're only putting down 5%, they can't make up the difference most likely, right?
Right.
So they're playing you, okay? So what we're looking for you as we get offers is not necessarily who the highest offer is, but who is the best offer, and for a variety of reasons what we're looking for. And I promise you, one thing that you're going to find from the other agents is they're not going to understand it the way I understand it, okay? And the main reason for that is because we are tracking, I'm tracking to see, it's not just who the buyer is, I'm looking then who is the realtor, I'm looking to see who the lender is for the buyer, because what we're finding with some appraiser, with some lenders who use certain appraisal management companies, that their appraisers, what they've been doing is they've been beat up on the amount that they're being paid. So let's say on an appraiser, you're an appraiser and you get paid $400. Let's say Chase might, just as an example, might pay someone $250. Okay? And the reason is because Chase is saying, look, I get you all this business. And so I know that you're busy right now, but when it slows down, I still do 10,000 appraisals, loans a month. And if you want to be on my list of people, then you will, then this is what I'll pay you. And you won't get another chance to get back on. So when you're coming in there and you're making 60% less or 40% less than you normally make, you're not going to go in and really analyze possibly that why is this home right here selling for $18 more a square foot than that other one, right? And so one of the things that I'm looking for you is who is the lender, to see what experiences, and we track this to see what experiences we've had with their appraisers and how many deals we've had bad when we've had a Chase loan, when we've had a Bank of America loan, we've had a Wells Fargo loan, okay? And that's one of the things that we're sharing with you. And what it might be is we use that as leverage, where we might go back to a buyer and say, you know what, we'll take your offer, but not if you're with USAA. So you either need to go to one of these local lenders, or we're going to go to the next person. And that person might say, well, you can't tell me who to use. And we'll say, yeah, you're right. We're going to go ahead and pick the other offer then. Right? Because the question in this market is not whether or not I can find you a buyer. The question is me finding you the right buyer. And what you're looking for in an agent is someone who's going to have the experience, the understanding to look at 6, 7, 10 different offers and figure out which one has the highest probability of making it to being consummated. That's all that matters, right? And so I'm watching a lot of deals falling apart, either A, because the agents are inexperienced, because the agents are pulling games like what I just told you a minute ago on. And I could go through a whole series of things I could share with you of what we do to properly vet out the offers and help you pick the best one. Because when you first go on the market, it's when you're going to sell for the most amount of money. As time goes on, I promise you the amount you're going to sell for is going to go down. Okay? Because it's kind of like when you first drop fish food in the bowl and all the fish go up and grab it real quick. They don't even know if they like it. They just know they want to get it before somebody else gets it. And then they might get it in their mouth and then they'll spit it out, right? What we want to do is get it when they're all so excited and they think 10 other people want it. That's the person that I want to get, and that's the person that I want to get into a relationship with the agent, with the lender. Everybody has the highest probability of making it to the end. Because unless we get to the closing and you get your money, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Right? And I promise you, that's one thing that you cannot, and I would love any questions. You talk to other agents. I guarantee you there's no other agent that you can talk to that understands this strategy more to make sure that we pick the right buyer. That is critical.
And how long, the appraisal process seems like it might be a little complicated. Maybe I shouldn't start packing, or you'll help me understand all that of...
Yeah, I will. Let me kind of tell you, if I could just stop 1 second, let me give you just one little essence also of the appraiser issue. In 2009, the Attorney General got together with Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac and made it illegal for a loan officer to select an appraiser. Because it used to be, let's say you're my appraiser and I gave you 30 deals a year or 30 deals a month, and I told you that I needed this house to appraise for $475, but your house is only worth $400, or let's say I need to appraise for $440. If I give you enough business, I'm buttering your bread, you're going to do whatever you can to help make it. And so what the Attorney General and Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac said, you know what? This could be a conflict of interest. Because the loan officer, the appraiser is being rewarded by the loan officer, and so if the loan officer is influencing them, we could maybe be getting, and there were a lot of overstated appraisals. Mm-hmm. So what they did was they made it where appraisers had to go into these appraisal management companies and they'd be put into a pool. And so there might be 10 or 15, there's 10 or 15 appraisers, let's say, in this pool. And then what happens is the loan officer will call this appraisal management company, and whoever's next in the queue is who will come out. Okay? So the key in all of this is two things. One is we need to pick the lenders who we've had the best experience with the appraisers in their pool, because they will stop and look and listen and understand why is your home that has the hand scraped hardwood floors and the granite and the others, and you've spent, almost, I can probably tell you probably spent 30, 40,000 in updates. Mm-hmm. Why should that house, and how much more should that sell for somebody else's house that hasn't done all of that? We want the appraiser that's not going in and trying to blow through it because they're being paid 40% less money. We want the one who will stop and understand what should be the real value based on these. Okay? Also, they made it illegal, as I said, for a loan officer to communicate with the appraiser. But what they didn't do is make it illegal for the realtor to be there when the appraiser's there. Now, I'm not going there, and nor would I be able to get the appraiser to give your home a higher value than it should, right? But what I'm going there, and that appraiser can't get into your house except for through me,